So we stand in front of Dollar Tree and basically
such as this thing here.
All right, I'm excited to have a guest.
This metal right here, of course, everyone is. Cuba is like they're under a dictator.
RTD Live Talk, Detroit's #1 late night YouTube talk show. We are live for the People's Talk Show on a Sunday night. Wanted to connect and just share with you some things that caught my attention over the last couple of hours and get your take on things, just because I believe this week coming up is going to be very revealing on many fronts as well as chaotic, just because we're, still in the election process. Midterm ballots are still being counted. And I'm seeing video footage of, ballot harvesting last minute and a lot of craziness out here on top of the FTX, which is basically unwinding all the fraudulent activity in the crypto space. And it's going to definitely reveal a lot of corrupt politicians along the way. So anyway, just want to share with you some things here, but more importantly, connect with you guys and hear what you're up to, what's on your radar, and go back and forth a little bit. Haven't done a Sunday in a while, but I figured Sunday night, not too many people have anything to do other than just, watch a little football or something like that. So let's connect. Anyway, for those who are plugged in, definitely want to hear from you guys. Lots of subjects. And it's just amazing to me how, with all the things going on in this country, how this cryptocurrency is overshadowing the election. And also on the more quiet side of things, looks like there's an admission of the possible long-term damages of those things that I think Pfizer and Moderna are both looking into. So it's amazing how people can be very distracted because we're being bombarded with things that, at the end of the day, I don't think have as much impact on this nation in comparison to politics as well as health. But you know how things go. The more they keep us distracted, the merrier. But FTX. And so since we last connected on Friday doing the Mike and Mario, of course, I'm sure by now everybody know there was an alleged hack. And of course, the hack happened to come at a time where there's just so much news being thrown out there as to the whereabouts of the former CEO that resigned, Sam Bankman-Fried or whatever. And of course, a lot of his colleagues are apparently looking to flee to Dubai. And so many articles out there right now. It's hard to keep pace. But one thing that is not being talked about much in my Twitter feed is the politics. So I happen to share a couple things, and I'll definitely cover those tonight. But I'm curious to get your thoughts on what's happening. So feel free to let me know. Throw some thoughts, ideas out there. One or two articles here, just some tweets that I reshared. And then I want to open up the phone lines and hear from you guys directly. So let me know if sound is working, everything is good. I saw myself freezing a little bit. And other than that, lots of subjects out there, so feel free to bring it, and we'll see how this takes us. Just want to connect real quick. But we got Tim checking in, Faith checking in. We got Rich checking in. We got Karen checking in as well. So election stolen again. And, one of the biggest things that I mentioned well before now is that if nothing's changed with the prior election process when it comes to the ballots and the software, then what was, did anybody expect anything different? So it's just amazing that we're, 5 days or 6 days post, initial. So yeah, it's Sunday now. Election was Tuesday, and here we are now. They're still counting ballots in Arizona. And of course, as of now, Democrats took the Senate and the House, still up for grabs. But wouldn't it be just a complete shock if Democrats won the House as well and nothing changed at all? So yeah, hey, it is what it is, man. Okay, so let me just a couple things caught my attention, man, because I was noticing the crypto market, and I think this week coming up is definitely going to be very turbulent, for the crypto space, and of course it's going to trickle right into the regular financial, stock market, things of that nature, just because there's more people who have connections with that sector that's taking some losses right now, and you guys know where I stand. I've been very skeptical on the whole space, just because I think about, like, right now in particular, how great of a distraction cryptographic tokens are, and especially how things is unwinding with the hack and the FTX basically bringing down all these other companies. And then there's now to reestablish trust in the crypto space. You got all the exchanges that are trying to do a proof of reserves to basically show that they have the funds for they have the assets for all the liabilities they've taken on in people's accounts. And of course, they're scrambling, trying to find funds. There's so much craziness anyway. But where's I at? But it's just amazing how right now, amongst all the stuff going on, we can be bombarded with an ultimate distraction in the midst of probably one of the most important political seasons for this country, because this is how things will unwind moving forward, heading into 2024. And yeah, you guys know where I stand on how that's going to play out as well. So let me see here. So what caught my attention, what made me want to do a little live stream, just because I saw that crypto space, let me share this real quick, was trending downward. And of course, there's a lot of pressure just because there's more fake wrapped tokens, Bitcoins, ETH, and you name it, that was created as a derivative or a byproduct of FTX and FTT token, all that other stuff. It's so much confusion out there. Nobody knows what's going on, but people are finding out that at the end of the day, most of these digital distractions here, apart from having some fresh currency, some new suckers coming in, right now it's a scramble. And so a lot of people are being exposed, and this week coming up, we're going to drop below 16,000 again, and it's going to trend further downward. And then we're going to witness the implosion of a lot of the VCs that probably are in debt, and you name it. It's just the contagion is going to grow. And then the question would be, once this political chaos unfolds, assumably this week, what will be the outcome? And it can play two ways. This Arizona situation pans out, and the governor happens to be Republican, and say, for example, the Republicans win the House, then it'll be that, back and forth narrative of left or right again, or somehow, some way, more balance are happen to show up favorable for Democrats, and they take the House and the Senate, and then we're back where we started, and then the chaos begins, because at this current moment, everything that Democrats have done at this current moment since the start of the pandemic or start of the Biden administration has been to try to reinstate some form of confidence or some type of, they went back on everything, defunding the police, everything that they were, extremely radical about, they started dialing back and for this particular season here. And now if they happen to win again and keep everything in the same way it was before, their true colors beyond what we already believe them to be, as far as radically sold out, compromised politicians, pretty much on both sides, it's going to become very obvious. And at that point, if we meaning we the people as a collective group, if we let these small amount, 100 or so or 200 or so people reclaim the same position that they've already had, then this country is definitely going down even faster than it has already. So, but you guys knew that already. So, so let me just a couple things that caught my attention. Let me just share this little tweet right here. Then I want to just play a video real quick just to show you how, I'm not sure if this was an admission, but let me actually play this real quick so you guys can hear this. But I thought this was somewhat funny, just because this was shared again.
We're in a situation where we have put together, and you guys did it for our administration, the President Obama's administration before this. We have put together, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics.
So
we're in a situation
together the most extensive voter fraud organization in American history, and here we are. And here's another tweet that I saw that was worth sharing. This has to do with election, everything in between, but makes a lot of sense here. It says WTF. Let me zoom in some. WTF, if I can get it bigger. Maybe not. I'll do it the other way around. It says, WTF are people doing, still posting updates about the ballots total? It says the election should be called off immediately. It was proven that the World Economic Forum partnered with FTX, laundered money for the Democrats by means of a war fund through their exchange, and then converted it to cash and sent it back to as donations. Every single person and news source should be sharing this, not election updates. This is election interference and fraud, 100%. So as a result of all the contagion being exposed from FTX, just more information is coming out, and just a lot more to come, I'm sure. But basically, money laundering, all those billions it was sent to Ukraine was basically deposited or probably just sent right to FTX. And then $40 million was sent from the CEO at that time into the Democratic's coffers for politics for this election. So that right there just is a complete conflict of interest / corruption, you name it. But then again, nothing's going to come from it. But it's just, I guess it's good to know for whatever reason, just because, it's hard to really pitch a fit and to really bring down the people who are at the top of this whole Ponzi scheme of a nature of a politician's political system, just because they've been running it all along. So Eric Powell says we still haven't hit the bottom yet. Oh, 100%. And I'm not sure if you're referring to cryptos or what, but crypto winter hasn't even started yet. Like what we're seeing now is just the inter confusion and corruption in just the exchange business. So there's a lot of pressures on exchanges now to show proof of reserves, but then again, they're going to unwind soon. So it's going to be allegedly crypto.com is under pressure now. And it was an exchange in Hong Kong, if I'm not mistaken, it just froze withdrawals for the next 10 days, which showing that they have an issue. So, one by one, any centrally controlled exchange is a liability in of itself. So I'm okay with them going belly up, just because this whole industry was not intended for them to be the primary gatekeepers for the space. So they can go belly up. But then again, that's going to bring the market down a lot lower, which is fine. It's flushing out a lot of unnecessary businesses as well as speculation as well. So, and then crypto winter will hit. Crypto winter won't hit officially until the financial sector itself crashes, i.e. the stock market and everything else. Then the ripple effect will trickle into the crypto space, because it's 800 billion. That's peanuts. So who cares really? So yeah, we're far away from the bottom. Bottom is nowhere in sight. Eric Powell says if Coinbase goes down, wow. So yeah, I'm under the opinion, and also for those who may not follow Reggie Middleton, he's been very active, basically just calling out a lot of these entities on top of the Coinbase liability of them probably infringing on his patent. So that's going to be something that might work its way through in the future. But ultimately, one thing that Reggie said that I do like is that any of these exchanges that, as a part of their business model, they have these conjured up out of thin air tokens as a way to give a fake valuation to their balance sheet, and also incentivize their customers to do business with them. Ultimately speaking, those coins only serve the best interest of those exchanges, and so they can do whatever they want with them. And that's referring to Binance in particular, and the crypto.com with Crow coin or whatever. Like, those coins hold no real value whatsoever other than interacting with those exchanges. And so once again, they're not necessarily needed. So they can actually be expendable. So I think at some point in the future, the CZ is out here. CZ is out here. Like, I'm not sure if he's capped to save a crypto, or he's literally like intentionally working behind the scenes to do something devious to the sector. But he's out here with him calling out FTT token as being, basically not worth nothing. And then also warning people to get hold of their cryptos and not your keys, not your coins. It's like, okay, I don't think he's saving crypto. I definitely think he's, trying to change up the game. And at the end, if he doesn't go down, he's going to be the biggest entity along with Coinbase, but Coinbase is going to have problems in themselves. So anyway, it's going to be a complete crap show this week. You can expect that, just because it's going to be a lot more truth that comes out. And on top of that, those funds that are gone, I think it was whatever the hack was supposed to hack was, it was several hundred million has just disappeared. And so those funds more than likely were funneled back into the coffers of either Ukraine, perhaps, or a lot of the VCs and higher ups and the people we don't even know about. I don't have any proof about any of this, but I'm saying that it's my suspicion that, say, if this FTX was literally like a black swan event for the crypto space, and it was unforeseen, and literally this hack was just a way of them trying to just get something out before they deal with regulators and all the legal stuff behind it and trying to make people whole. People won't be made whole, because more and more information is coming out now saying that as far as what was on the balance sheet, especially when it comes to Bitcoin. There was a tweet I saw where they apparently have on their balance sheet that they were responsible for $1.4 billion worth of Bitcoin, but they only actually have, I think, like physically, or not physically, but digitally in their possession, like one coin. So like that difference is like just conjured up out of thin air. So a lot of people, not gonna be made whole. And then I'm doing a lot of ranting. I'll open up the phone lines in a second because I'm curious to get your thoughts. But I was watching just a lot of videos of a lot of big YouTube people, and they out here apologizing, like literally, like on some, and they're saying, and not all of them, but some of them were saying the same exact thing. Let me share with you a little video. Let me share a video with you that called out three guys in particular. I'm sure you guys might know them if you see them, but pretty much every either crypto person that had a affiliate link in their business model right now is in a position where a lot of people were led to the slaughter. A lot of people were led to the slaughter, and so it's there's no making these people whole, man. There's no way of unraveling the damage that was done, because a lot of people put up more than they could have ever imagined having lost. So here's a video right here. This guy right here. Let me. I just came across, but he called out a couple people that I'm sure y'all know. But this channel's called In the Money, and he said you got robbed, FTX and BlockFi, and then he shows the three guys here on the thumbnail. I know I don't know him like that, but anyway, and he made a little video, basically just of them apologizing. And it's like, dude, like, listen to these people out here get you wrecked, basically is what he's saying. So I thought that was funny. But he's like, those guys, they have a large following, and they have their finances are as definitely, they can make up what they lost in no time. So anyway, I thought that was funny. Okay, let's talk a little bit. So we got the midterm still going on. We have, and I don't touch on it much, but I think it's definitely worth mentioning. I have been sharing today in particular a lot of the a lot of the information on those things that they've been injecting in people's bodies, but it's from just a little video here talks about stillbirths, an alarming amount of stillbirths that is just off the charts. So it is an interesting video here that I shared, and then here's another one about the ballot harvesting. So these people literally, like it says in Pennsylvania, camera 7 caught these people like literally filling in the ballots all at the top of the ticket. And of course, whenever they do that, it never happens to be Republican. So it's clearly, anyway, so this is just a video surfacing. Nothing to come from it. Don't matter. They'll say it's misinformation, fake news. Then here was a little video that showed like the actual software itself. Like people were working, and they had a certain amount of number that they sent in, and they turn their head and look back. It'll be several hundred higher of just registered votes or registered ballots that they didn't put in. So just stuff to make you, realize that they do it by hand. And of course, the software is still working. And so that's from the Gate Pundit. And then here we have from NBC News, which is what caught my attention. It says myocarditis after the injection. Pfizer and Moderna are tracking adverse health effects, if any, okay, that may appear in the years following a diagnosis of heart problems associated with that jab. So now the tide is turning, because majority of people who participated have already been injected. Now, as I said before, I think there's 3 different phases to the results of that jab. It's immediate, short term, which is that 2, 3, 4 months, and then long term is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. We ain't got there yet, so it's going to be a lot of issues out there that people will deal with. But anyway, let's talk. I want to open the phone lines real quick and hear from you guys. There's different ways of looking at all these events that's unfolding, but I'm curious to get yours. What are you seeing in your neck of the woods? Let me know, or highlight in the chat, and we'll jump on it real quick. But this week definitely was going to be historical, to say the least. But yet I'm sure we all knew that. Anyway, so let me check in chat real quick. I'm rambling too much. And let me hear what's going on here. No telling what's going on in their pipes. Yeah, if you haven't already, definitely hit that thumbs up button, show your love for the channel. And so it is the People's Talk Show. So the goal is to get you guys involved because I'm sure everybody here has a unique perspective or a different take on it than perhaps the way I'm presenting it. I don't want to be completely, biased with my viewpoints. I want to definitely be challenged or called out on the carpet if need be. That's how I can stay sharp. So anyway, give me a call. Phone lines are open. Let's talk. If not, I got my rant out, so I don't mind dialing back if need be. But let's see what we can get here. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Mike, Tony from Oakland. How you doing, brother?
TB, doing good, my friend. What's on your mind tonight?
FTX.
Mm-hmm.
Who benefits from it?
Who benefits? Definitely not the people who deposited. I would imagine the corrupt politicians and all the things that we don't know about yet were the people who was benefiting from that.
Well, we're 6 months in from the last crypto scam there was, and we still hadn't shaken out all the loose nuts and bolts from it. So this one's is twice as bad as it. So I don't think it's going to be a minute.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
But you have to continue to ask that who, what, when, where, why question. Who benefits from it? What was the crypto exchange? What is their main function? Is to get out of what? The banks?
Partly, I would imagine there's various reasons, and so that might have been one. But then again, just to move funds, as we're witnessing with Ukraine situation, so they're moving funds, they're laundering funds. So that's another method.
Well, whose job is that? That's the bank's job, right?
To send it to send it through, or send it to the exchanges, or send it to. I don't know how it got to Ukraine. I don't know how they got it there. So I'd be lying if I said I do. But the banks is one to move the funds initially. Yes.
Let's play smart for a minute, just for a minute. The banks run everything.
Correct.
They allow crypto to be set up. They are backing crypto with allegedly XRP, I hear.
Right.
And so Gensler had a problem with because XRP can't function as it is. I'm not down in crypto. I'm not saying anything about it. I'm just saying they continued this charade with XRP for how long now, and not doing anything.
Right. Right. And that clearly is intentional.
And Gensler couldn't do anything about it. So what do we do here? And now that they do us like they do everything when it comes to anything that we got something good or something that's going in the right direction. Blockchain is a good direction. If there's something that's going to get there, what do? They infiltrate it and they destroy it.
Correct. Yeah.
And so my opinion is that they infiltrated this company through a figurehead up there like Zuckerberg. And when it was time to do the pull, they did it, because you look at all the backers that's behind that.
Right.
There's Goldman, not even Goldman Sachs. There's
BlackRock.
There's BlackRock, and then there was people in the government. There's other exchanges. There's the Canadian Teachers Fund.
Yeah.
There's big people backing this.
Right.
Nobody say nothing. Nobody say nothing.
It's only been 5 days, so. So as you mentioned, it's going to be drawn out
big time.
Say again?
This should have blew up big time, because this is how big it is. I mean, it is my opinion. Goldman Sachs had this thing killed.
Okay. That's a nice angle. I like that.
Yeah, because where did Gary work before he came to the SEC?
Yeah, they all Goldman Sachs boys and gals.
Right. And who's in charge of the Fed?
Good point. JP. Okay, JP. Goldman Sachs through JP.
Goldman Sachs that are head of central banks around the country.
Yeah.
When you did crypto, you took the federal government out of the equation. You took the banks out of the equation. Banks been around since 1914. Do you think they're going to give up that?
Okay.
No, they're going to going to let you get in there, let you think you got something, and then they'll put a little square head in there like the one they had, and then they'll just blame it on him. And ain't nobody saying nothing.
Yeah. Okay. But hey, I get your point, man. I like your angle. So watch this. To be determined, because we're gonna find out this week as more dominoes fall and more people are exposed, and more people lose funds because those funds is gone. And then wherever the hack is returning funds back to somebody. You better believe that. It's not the people.
That's an issue because they when they filed for bankruptcy, everything got shut down, and they transferred that money beyond the shutdown. So the government's going to ask for that back, whoever it went to. They're going to ask for that back. There is no always, well, I just gave it away because I thought it was legal. We need that back.
Right. And one of the benefits of the blockchain is publicly visible and verifiable and trackable. So believe me, they can see any activity on those ledgers right now in those new wallets. So yeah, that's one of the features.
Even the private ones. They don't think there's a private wallet out there.
Oh, no doubt, man. Hey,
all right, brother, I'm going to let somebody else get in.
Appreciate you, man.
All right, have a good day.
Yeah.
Bye.
The banks. So Mr. TV said Goldman Sachs is intervening. Okay, I like that, man. Good take there. So yeah, we'll see, man. It's unfortunate that the people who suffer the most are the small fries. The people who believe the YouTubers have said, put your money in here and earn 8% and and grow forever. Okay. Hello, caller. Where are we calling from?
It's boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground. What's going on, my friend?
I've been doing some traveling, been doing all the work I do. Going to different refineries and different projects. And I noticed something when I got back down in the dirty. That there was a couple of gas stations that didn't have any fuel.
Okay.
But the thing about it is where they were at. They were off in the rural areas. So I was just wanting to see if anybody else had encountered that, where the rural areas having difficulty getting fuel.
Okay, that's a good way to put that out there because I'm not familiar with it, and in my neck of the woods and up here, I haven't seen or heard any issues publicly, announced on the news that there's been no gas or gas shortages or nothing like that yet. So, but no, keep us posted.
It's nothing like that because I expect them to be behind the curve anyway. But the region I'm talking about right now is down like in the Mississippi, Louisiana area. The pretty Gulf Coast where I encountered that, and I've seen it once in a place in Tennessee. But my long story short, what I'm getting at is it's just to check to see if the supply chain being strained so much that now the people in the rural area are getting a low priority.
Okay.
So it's just like a word. If anybody in the on your platform or you network with, if they can just do a little check in their little surrounding area, see if anybody's experiencing that, just to keep everybody informed.
Okay, good deal. Hey, man, appreciate you for keeping us up informed. Definitely let us know what you see as the days and weeks unfold, man. Appreciate you calling and keeping us up today.
All right.
Be good.
Later.
Good stuff, man. Yeah. Gas shortages will be prioritized. Yeah, and that's where like rationing. I've seen articles talk about certain sectors of the country will have access to fuel, others won't. I once again, like most of the stuff that we're it's being thrown our way, it's new to me, it's new to a lot of us just because we haven't witnessed this on a global scale the way that it's unfolding, and we can learn a lot based upon all the things happening especially in Europe and Australia and everywhere else. So man, just talking about that is not too exciting, that's for sure. 7-year tribulation starts 2023. Faith parent. Oh man, that's a bold call right there. That's a brave one right there to put a date with a biblical event. And then one of the things I'll stay away from dates when it comes to the Bible just because no man will know the time or day. So I don't want to put something out there. I don't like, Bo Ponies and I saw Michael Snyder when I had him on the show. He's very adamant on this way. I'm never going to box God in the corner, man. I know his word, but I'm going to stay away from the dates. And that's a couple months away if that was to be the case. Agenda 2030, Mike, 100%. It's in full play. And it's a slow process. Like, I would imagine at this current moment, a lot of people can agree that, the concept of the Great Reset, when it was introduced to us officially in 2020 and everything that's been happening since then, like, most of us might have been anticipating an outright obvious event or two or three, rather than just a slow, gradual process of just bit by bit, processing plants burning down, farmland being bought up, supply chain issues, fuel, and all these other things. Like, those 4 or 5 things I named right there, those are literally going to be 2, 3, 4, 5 year issues that will result in, by 2028, 2029, there not being any infrastructure or no reserves of any kind, to where it makes it easier for them to say you'll own nothing. And I'm not sure how you'd be happy with it, but you get my drift. So it's a slow burn anyway it go. Eric, appreciate you, man. It says the U.S. CBDC is already being socialized. The C-19 checks in 2020 carbon footprint when you buy airline tickets, push for e-vehicles, overvote rigging, industry, free speech, etc. Those attributes of the CBDC plays in well with what we're witnessing that's being done in China with the e-yuan, as well as I guess the most recent country is in Ukraine with the DIA, the e-DIA, whatever I talked about a while ago, and has all those features in it. Your carbon footprint and not being able to do certain things. Basically, a permissioned society. That's what it's going to boil down to. And of course, it'll be here last in the U.S. But hopefully something fails and it doesn't work out. That'd be great. Question, Ed says, does Revelation say Babylon will fall in one day? Ed, great question. And my first thought, because that's Revelation 13 and 14, if I'm not mistaken here. I want to say yes. And I want to say, this is a subject I really enjoy studying. And just a lot of my interpretation comes from hearing a lot of people who dedicated their life towards better understanding the scripture. But for some reason, Ed, I got to verify this, and I'll definitely dive deeper into this, but I want to say it's even more specific than that, rather than just a day. For some reason, the word an hour, 1 hour comes to mind. So that could be another event, but it's going to be quick and sweet and simple, in a sense. But if you got any biblical scholars out there that want to chime in on that one, feel free to do so. What else you got here? Yeah, phone lines open. Give me a call. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about midterms, or you name it? I want to give everybody a chance to let their voice be heard. It will fall in 1 hour. Okay, so that right there, Azaria. Forgive me, I'm butchering that, but let me know. So I do believe it said an hour, but let me know for sure. Let me actually look up this. Give me, because it doesn't say an hour, like specifically. It gives a. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find something here. It gives a different time frame plan users. I won't be able to find it there. Okay, but that's a great question. But appreciate that. Let me go back here. TB says Revelations 18:10. Let me see. 1 second here, and I'm way off topic, but I'm curious as of right now. Let me see, TB, what you're talking about here. 18:10. Where are we at? Terrified every moment they will stay far and cry. Okay, yeah, threefold. Okay, Babylon's fall. Good deal. Good stuff, man. TB knows scripture. That's what it is. Babylon falls in 1 hour. Okay, I appreciate you guys for verifying that, validating that. Standing far off for the fear of her torment says, alas, the great city of Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is the judgment come. Bet. There we go. 1810. Good stuff, man. 1 hour. Now, I remember we talked about this before, but the actual location, the actual city location, some people say the Vatican. I think it's going to be in Switzerland. All right, so no phone calls. We're going to get ready to dial back. But I wanted to check in and to share my 2 cents as well as get your thoughts. So, yeah, this week coming up, I'm going to definitely try to get you guys involved more by extending the phone lines earlier and get your thoughts. And, of course, everybody can check in from wherever you're geographically located at and keep us up to date and keep us all informed on what you're seeing on the ground in your area. So that's the goal. All right, my good people. Just want to check in on a Sunday night. It's been a while. Hopefully we can do more of these. I do enjoy connecting and hearing from people. But anyway, for those who enjoyed this, hit that thumbs up button, show your support for the channel. And also, for anybody who might be new, all the links in the description for where Telegram, Twitter, you name it. Check us out there. And also, I'm sure a lot of us are realizing that if you don't really hold something physical and tangible, then the question will end up being, what do you really own? So make sure you get your weight up, and got a great opportunity for people to get something physical. I'm not shilling you nothing that you can't hold and that will not benefit you in the future. And of course, get your meals up, get your food up. But all right, my good people, be blessed, be safe. See you guys tomorrow. Peace. Here's a great opportunity for you to get your weight up. Let's face it, our purchasing power and our currency has been destroyed in real time. That's why I'm excited to tell you about my partnership with Bullion Max. Bullion Max will ship gold and silver directly to your door for you to hold at your home or in your own safe. To help you get started, I worked out a special offer with them. Get Bullion Max Silver Starter Kit at employee pricing. Just go to bullionmax.com/RTD. This kit includes 5 of the most desirable silver products to invest in, including the American Silver Eagle and the Silver Australian Kangaroo. This offer is limited to 1 per household while supplies last, so get yours today and take advantage of this opportunity to get your weight up. Now, you can't just stop at getting your weight up. You also got to get your calories up, because definitely a food shortage is underway between droughts, flooding, and all the climate issues being thrown our way. America's food supply is near its breaking point. That's why survival food is more important than ever. Create your own stockpile of the best-selling 4 Patriot survival food kits. It's not ordinary food. We're talking about 25 years super survival food, hand-packed right in the family-owned facility in the USA. The kits are compact, sturdy, water-resistant. They have different delicious breakfasts, lunches, and dinners. Go to 4patriots.com/RTD to get your 3-month survival kit. You'll get their famous guarantee for an entire year after your order, plus 10 free gifts and free shipping. To take advantage of this opportunity, go to 4patriots.com/RTD to build your own stockpile today, because beyond the weight, you're going to need your calories as well. Links in the description.